This is a client case study of Eric, 41, CEO of an AI company over in London, and how he lost 18 pounds over 6 months, put on a ton of muscle, all while working 12-hour plus days on his business, sometimes even weekends, attending business lunches, dinners, and events across London at least twice per week, and traveling to AI conferences monthly in both Europe and the US. In this video, I'm going to go through all the specific challenges he faced across fitness, nutrition, and mentorship to get into the shape that he did and achieve the result that he did, which is the photo on the right. Massive change from where he started with on the left. You can see shoulders broad, arms filled out, chest much wider, and waist coming in there quite a lot. So we're going to go through all of the specific problems he faced and how he solved that through this program to get the result that he did. So let's get into it. In terms of tailored fitness, there are really some specific problems we had to solve for Eric, which applied to all business owners, execs, and founders. First one is limited time. So we gave him a training program that was a minimum of 2 days per week, but also would ramp up to 4 days per week if he had more time. We gave him more time back by getting rid of the cardio he was doing. He was doing about 20, 30-minute cardio sessions in his training session. So we got rid of that and just replaced them with steps to buy him back a bit more time. There's also the chances that on some days he just didn't have the 40 minutes to work out, but we still have to make sure he's training. So we also gave him 10, 20-minute workouts as well as options. So there was no excuse not to get the work done, and that making sure that time is no longer a factor. Other problem to solve is, geographical location. Some days he was working out from home, some days he was at the hotel, and some days at the gym. So we gave him a training program that worked no matter where he was. In fact, the photo here on the right is a video sent me of the hotel gym in Berlin where he was staying, so I could see what equipment he had. So this hotel gym workout would work. Other thing, live training for the first month to ensure good form. Everyone starts at different skill levels in terms of training. So we did some live trainings to start with where I was watching his form, making sure he was doing things correctly, but also making sure the exercises we had given him were absolutely where he was at in terms of his strength, condition, and skill level. So that's really important. Other thing was he had some lower back pains. He had osteo he was working with. So we made sure that his training exercises were free of any risk to his back. In fact, we gave him a front goblet squat here, and here's him sending me a video of that to make sure his form was good. We don't want to be injuring the lower back. We want to be strengthening it. So that's really what tailored fitness looks like for him. It's solving the problems of time, geography, and also injury and skill level specific to him. And that's how he got the amazing result and was able to train no matter where he was, no matter how much time he had, and no matter what his skill level was, he made progress. So moving on to executive nutrition. So first thing we did was we got a baseline of what he was eating. So I got him to send me everything he was eating from breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything, because it's really, really important to understand where someone is at first before we actually build a custom plan around them. Because there were some foods that he absolutely loved that he wanted to keep, but there was also some meals he was doing that are actually pretty good. So we'll salvage the good things he was doing, optimize for that, and get rid of some of the things that weren't working so well for him. So that's how we built out his nutritional plan based on doing that food audit, based on bringing in some of the smarts around how to eat better. It was actually quite low on protein, so we made sure that he was getting enough. And what he ended up with was a nutritional plan that only had options. So he didn't have to think about anything. He didn't have to count any calories. He just had to look at his phone, look at options for breakfast, point, eat, and move on with the day, okay? Other thing in that plan is that plan was built for events, lunches, and dinners out with clients. It would work anywhere, in fact, even traveling. So here we've got his travel playbook. So you can see here, breakfast, 4 options, lunch and dinner, desserts, snacks, drinks, and also travel essentials, because there's some things at hotels and at cafes that you just, you can't get, which are really, really good to have and that are handy. So we gave him lots of essentials like protein powders, shakers, and a few other smart bits, so that no matter where he was, if it was breakfast at a hotel room, you could absolutely dial in and get some really good options for breakfast. It doesn't matter if he was at a conference, if he was on back-to-back meetings, he had something to get access to making sure that he was hitting those options and able to lose weight in the way that he did. In fact, he was away for 1 month and he lost 1 pound per week for an entire month while he was following this plan, and while he was eating out at lunch and dinner. So can be done, was done, just shows his discipline, but also how well this works when you follow it and it's made simple, no thinking, just executing. Lastly is daily mentorship. So most important thing is that we are building skills during our time together so that you can keep the results. That's certainly what he did. So really, really important that we are talking every day, that we are meeting on the week, we are fixing problems, and we are managing and tracking things. So we would have weekly calls to plan ahead. So for example, he was in Berlin, he was heading to Berlin, so we'd jump on a call that week before. We would talk about where he was staying, how long he was there for, and we would basically plan that process ahead so he knew what to do and he wasn't reacting, he was acting to the plan that we had made. So no matter what was happening that week, we had a week ahead plan so he knew what to do and he could execute. Again, no thinking, just executing. We also had daily support, so he could message me during the day if things popped up, because life, nothing is perfect and life will present problems that are in plans. So if he needed to message me, he could message me and I would send him a voice message or a text so he could fix things. If he was at an airport and didn't know what to do, he always had me on dial. And weekly performance, so tracking things that matter, like weight loss, like energy, super important for executive. If you cut calories too low and your energy dips, pretty much performance at work dips as well. We can't have that. But also hunger as well, because if your hunger is showing signs, you can't think and you can't be productive. So there are things really, really important for execs to look out for, not just weight loss and cutting calories really low. It's balancing energy and hunger as well, because Eric had a business to run and that had to be managed and progressing as well. Really cool stuff. Towards the end, he was sending me messages like, I'm starting to see my abs, which is really awesome, and waking up and feeling lighter. So really, really awesome result in terms of the mentorship, which is why he got this result. So in 6 months, lost 18 pounds, gained a lot of muscle, 6 months transformation, no impact to his travel or his work. Now his body's on autopilot. He knows what to do. All the problems and kinks and things that pop out in terms of travel, lunches, dinners, conferences, all that stuff. We had workshops and problem solved. So now he doesn't think, he just knows what to do in those moments. He also stopped using his health coach. He had a health coach that he was working with before me. He stopped using that because I gave him all the nutrition and supplements he needed. And he actually went to a health coach for weight loss, didn't get that result, but he did with me. So he stopped with the health coach and also stopped with his physio, because the exercises we gave him weren't just about managing his lower back, but actually strengthening and giving him mobility in the spine. So really an amazing result for him and what he achieved in that time with our program. If you've got any questions, comments, reach out, DM me, and I'll see you in the next one.